what you need to understand is this, right? Most street kids are depressed, right? And they don't understand it. They don't know. They don't have the vocabulary, the experience, the help, the guidance, right? To understand that they are depressed, right? That's why they're leaning heavily on blazing weed, drinking alcohol, other recreational drugs, other destructive activities, right? Because they're depressed, they have anxiety, they have built up trauma, and they don't have correct outlets or ways of reconciling and understanding and moving forward with their problems, right? But for each kid it looks different. It might be family problems, it might be social and environmental problems, it might be financial problems, right? You've got to understand that, right? Mental health is real, right? And it's not just, mental health's not just for the yuppies, the middle class to whine about and to just go into rehab and come out and everything's fine, right? It's not just for them. The mental health problems are most affecting the people at the bottom of the chain, right? The people without the resources, the people without the psychologists and the doctors to come into the hood and make everything alright, right? Because most, as an aside, most social workers, most carers are people that are suffering with these things too, right? And they're not really educated in how to help people. Most of them are just people that are good at talking and have good social groups, and they decided, you know what, I'm good at talking, I'm good with people, so I'm just going to be a care worker, I'm just going to be a social worker, right? And really most of them aren't trained and they don't have a good understanding of what they're doing, right? So they won't even be able to help most of the youths or most people in general. They're just following a curriculum that they don't even understand themselves, right? But you need to understand that when you're looking at youths that are doing certain things and acting out and, you know, committing violent acts, doing all kinds of other antisocial behaviour, it stems from their mental health, right, and their environment. Because they're depressed, because they have anxiety, and they don't have the vocabulary or the experience to understand it yet, right? So yes, if you've passed that point in your life, in your journey, you need to have the vocabulary and the understanding of the situations to not judge these people, right, off the front of it, right? To not to cast them away as the undesirables and the unredeemables, right? Because they're not. They're just people like you as well, and they have potential, each and every one of them, to do great and important things, right? So you need to understand that. A lot of these kids, a lot of these grown men, right, as well, they are depressed and they have anxiety, and that's why they stick around and they haunt the block so much, right? They have PTSD, so they move in groups and they share that same trauma onto the next generation and so on and so forth, right? If 5 of your friends are depressed, chances are you're going to be the 6th one that's depressed, right? All of you man are all cooped up in one room, blazing zoots, right? Listening to music, and a rapper that's rapping depressed that doesn't know he's depressed, talking about his environment and his problems, and now his problems and his environments are soaking into you too, right? There's probably about 5 of you right now going halves on a draw or some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Because you're depressed, bruv. Your home life is fucked, right? Your schooling life is fucked. You're probably broke. Your environment's probably shit, right? And none of it's your fault, right? But what is your problem and your duty now is to recognize your situation and make steps to rectify it and get better, right? Go on YouTube and look, right? Go on Google and look, right? Forget what you're seeing on social media, right? And it's so deeply rooted that it's mad like this, right? You'll be in your group of friends and whatever, right? And none of you got jobs, right? None of you have got jobs. Most man, and they're not even going to admit it to themselves, yeah? Their lifestyle is funded by their parents. And if not their parents, they're funded by signing on, right? And there's a time for that, right? There's a time for that in your transitional period. But it's not forever thing, right? And if all of your brethren are still thinking about, right, let me put it to you like this, yeah? All of you man are rolling around on bikes right now, but this man's got new crepes, that man's got a new coat, this brother's got a new chain, that guy's got a gold tooth, this guy's got a gun, right? This guy's got fucking 5 iPhones, this guy's got a PS5, what have you, right? If all of you man are broke collectively, why are you worrying about getting these items, right? This is part of the depression, right? This is part of the trying to fill a void with materialistic things, right? Instead of having an actual goal or purpose in life, right? You don't have anything to think about outside of these short-term gratification things, right? And they don't actually do anything for you. That's what you realize the more you grow, right? You could have like 50 bags in your bank account, right? And not want to buy any tracksuits and trainers and chains and gadgets, right? Because you have a purpose, you understand now, right? That doesn't fill the void. Do you understand? But because you're depressed and you're socially inept, you don't understand that, right? And you're wasting your money, you're wasting your resources and your time in the wrong way, right? So mental health is real, and it's especially real for the lower class and the estate living kids, right? The crime-ridden neighborhoods, right? For you Americans watching, your hoods, your projects, right? Our flats, our estates, right? That's what's happening there, right? And the only way you can fix it is by looking in yourself, finding your self-confidence, finding your self-acceptance, and loving yourself enough to not get caught in this cycle anymore, right? And to step away from it. Once you learn, once you experience, once you get the knowledge, you can help the next people, right? You can help your brethren, you can help your family. But I warn you, right? Once you make it out, everybody can't go, right? And not everybody's going to be ready and willing to listen to you, right? So make peace with that from the gate. And don't get caught up in the crossfire of going back too much to help, right?